Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm making this my third assignment of the level 10 of podcast workshop. And let's begin with this review of the articles and YouTube videos that can help me to finish or upgrade my podcast for this final project that is make a podcast. So let's start with these 10 steps that I have of all this. Is like a summary of all the steps that I saw in the videos and read in the article. And the first one is develop the concept, because it's an important step to attract these right listeners. And in my case, my podcast is God for Your Life. That is the name, and I want to reach anyone that want to know about religion or this concept of God or the faith. And I think it's an interesting topic for everyone, and God can reach and touch the heart of everyone and the life of everyone that I want to make a right way in his life. And I want to start this podcast to convey my feelings to an audience that curious about religion or God. So my goal is share this important message to all the world, and I like the topic because it's a specific topic, and I want to share to all the people the same idea about what is a Pentecostal Christian. So the name of my podcast is that, God for Your Life, and I want to make it a great final project and final product, because I hope to really make a real podcast for this English speaking community and reach the Pentecostal community of United States. And I want this audience of the United States to I don't know, I have my social media. We have the social media of the church, and I want to reach more people. So that's the main idea, to make this first chapter, to make a good product. And I don't know, maybe in the future I'm going to make more chapters to all the community if I want, and if all the people in the church like it. So the second step is choose a format. So it's like a format like in an interview or a scripted fiction or recaps, podcast educational, I don't know, scripted fiction. So in this case, I want to create an educational or co-hosted podcast for this first chapter, and I plan to make an interview style podcast, because as you know, in the last assignment I made this I want to make an interview between myself, the brothers of the church, and Paul of Tars, of the other myself. And so that's the main idea. And for the time, I want it to be around 30-40 minutes. I have a long script, so as you know, I show you the script for all the final project, and I think it's a lot of reviews, a lot of questions, but I don't know, I want to make a good project, and that's the main idea behind my long script. So I don't know, 30-40 minutes is the time I need to for my podcast. I think it's a good time, and I don't know, I have this idea for the first chapter. For the future, I don't know, maybe it's less or more time, I don't know, but I will like it, the final product. I hope in that. So in the case of the schedule, I don't have a publishing schedule, and I don't know if I'm going to like maybe make other chapters, but I have this first chapter. So I may release episodes every 10 or 40 days because I don't have time for the shoots for my school. I don't know. So for this chapter, that's all for me. So the third step is set up recording equipment. So I don't need obviously to have expensive equipment. I only need to have a good audio, and I have my computer and my cell phone, and that's all. Along with I have my headphones or my hand-free equipment, so that's enough for me. I only need this microphone and I only need this camera, and that's all. Well, I need the other material, other equipment, but that is my software. That's the fourth step, podcast software. So I'm using Olive Editor. That's the name of the software, and I don't know, I like it because it's a free software and have all the tools that I need for this final project. And for the 5th step is record your first episode. I'm making this, so I create the script outlined. I have bullet points that the main ideas to all the podcasts. I set up my equipment, my software, and all. I made all the necessary tests for starting. So I have all the material, I have the time, I have the main idea, I have the videos, I have the interviews, I have all the material. Only need to record me and record a couple of stars, and I have a lot of work, but I'm going to make a great work. So for the 6th step, I need to edit the audio with my favorite software. Live Editor have this tool to edit the volume, the audio, and unwanted noise, remove that unwanted noises, and that's all. So for the 7th step is create the podcast artwork, and I have this one. I made an intro, outro, a middle outro for this like break for the podcast for me and the audience, and I made this branding, something like that, and I have a lot of branding in my social media, and that's all the material that I have. So I don't know, I think it's a good idea to make this outro intro, and I'm going to show you after this video. And for the 9th step is get listening podcast directories, and the 10th step is like language show, and that's obviously I need to share with everyone this video, this final project, to see if it's a good idea to make this kind of videos or podcasts, because I need audience. That's the real objective to make a podcast, to get listeners. So some steps for JIT needed to set up a solo podcast is that the most important piece of gear is like plug and play microphone. It's a great option for beginners. So I have my computer, and that's all, and my headphones. So I'm going to make a good final project with a good audio, and I'm going to resolve all any issues, and well, put this in quiet environment and background music. That's the most important thing that I need, because I have a low-D house and you can hear all the noises background in this video. So that's all. So for this final review, it's like things that annoy podcast listeners, and I don't want this in my podcast, like bad audio quality. I think I have a good audio in all my videos, because I have this editor that I put on the audios and make this great, and I'm working to make the best audio quality possible with my editor. And I think I have a good distance from the microphone of my computer, so that's the main idea. And other one is going off topic. I create a script. I create this script because I want to ensure the podcast is sequentially and clear, and have all these interactions and steps, and include all the conversation between Paul of Tars and myself. And that's the main idea, like sequentially and clear podcast, because I know that I made long videos because I tried to speak a lot, but that's the main idea about this workshop. So I don't think it's a bad annoying thing, but I don't know, I need to speak a lot, but clearly and sequential for this podcast to to steal the main idea in all the podcasts. So other thing that annoy podcast listener is the ads. For this project I don't have any ads, only for my social media, but that's don't care. So I want this podcast to be a real project for my shorts, but I'm not sure I want to make it in English, but I don't know. Other annoying thing is pushing Patreon and rating reviews, but I don't know, I won't include promotion except for my social media and Facebook, and that will be at the end of the chapter, and I'm not going to talk about that. So other is self-deprecation comments. In my real life I tend to make this kind of comments, but because I don't like to brag about myself, so that's not the main idea in this podcast, and I want to show you, to convey my feelings of all the love of God, and that's the main idea. So I don't want to make these self-deprecating comments. So other annoying thing is sounding scripted. I don't want to use like I don't want to only read. I want to try to make my sentences, make my ideas in English, and talk with you to improve my skills to talk, to speak with you. So I don't use the keyboard, as you know. I don't use the mouse during my podcast, but I decide to make it more professional, and I might use a notebook only to have the bullet points, and that's all for all the background sound that you are going to listen in my podcast. So other things that annoy podcast listeners is the sneezing, the cawing, the eating, drinking, mouse clicking. I don't do that. And I'm going to remove all that sounds during editing, and I will remove all the distractions for a better listening experience, and that's all. So I want to make the most important annoying thing that I want to remove is too many options, not enough facts, because my podcast will have plenty of facts. I'm using the Word of God, and I want to introduce this main idea and include testimonies from the brothers in the church, and I have the help of God in this project, and that's all. I wouldn't have to make these mistakes. So that's all about the material from all the articles and the videos that I did this summary. So this is the first chapter, the first part of this video, because I want to show you the change that I made of the final script, and show you like a trailer of all the interviews that I made for the Brothers of Shures. As you will can see all the captions or the subtitles in the video. So I'm excited about this idea, and I'm going to show you in 1, 2, 3. So for the final chapter, or the second part of this assignment, this third assignment, I want to show you the addings for the final script. As you can see in the right side of my screen, you can see the interview that I made yesterday from my Pastor Jonathan. So this is like the translation of the video that I recorded for the interview. So it's the same questions that I made to Abby and Mario. So what is your religion? What do you believe in? What does faith mean to you? What's faith to you? That's that's the same, because let's translate. And why do you think God called you? And why did you decide to give Him your life? That's the answers from my Pastor Jonathan, because there is no other way, they will say it. And that's the only changes that I made from the script. I only add this interview between my pastor and me, and I want to show you too in the interview. I'm not going to put the audio, but I want to show you these, like, I forget the word, the trailers of these interviews. So this is Jonah, and that's the captions and the translation of all the conversation between the pastor and me. And in the final project, you are going to listen this in conversation, this interview, and you can understand the captions and the reason behind this. So what is faith to you? Faith is the assurance of what I hope for, the conviction of what is not, and blind trust in God, taking the step without seeing the staircase. To me, that's what faith is. And I have this one, I have this other one, that Mario interview final. What does faith mean to you? For me, faith is the certainty of knowing that there is something more that we don't understand and cannot see. And this other one that is from my cousin Abigail. I have these 3 interviews, and I hope the podcast will be a good final project. So I believe is the trust I place in God, and we knowing how we will act, but always believing in Him. For I have a mistake in this, whatever I need, and I am going to change this word. And what do you think God calls you? And allowing record already. I have some mistakes in the video, but I have all the interview, and I don't know, I want to make it natural interview, and that's the reason that I have these these louds and this kind of subtitles or captions. So I have all the material, and I want to show you. I don't know where is the videos of the intro, the outro, because I had it in this. I have this is like the outro for real life, some pictures that I made for the social media Iglesia La Brea, which can change your life. This other one is the intro, God for Real Life, and all the pictures from all the brothers in the church. This is the outro, God for Real Life, and that's all. This is the outro. This the middle outro. This is the way. We'll be back. Yeah, that's all. So I don't know. I have a lot of ideas. I like this project, and I hope you will like it too. And for this third assignment, it's all. That is the only change that I made for this script, for this final project, and I only need to make the record of myself, and I put all the videos in the editorial lib, and that's all. So thanks for listening, for watching me, and see you later, teacher, in the final project.